technically, as LEGO is tied with them with 3 wins, but now we have a head-to-head matchup between 2 of these teams.
Yeah, the next game that is going to be on the channel is probably one that everyone wants and everyone's been waiting for. Se7en versus Ascent. Who, of course, this is the EU Ascent. This is the team with the likes of Funds and Josh and Ombrek and Elikor. And of course, the Se7en team, who, if you don't know by now, have the likes of Captain and Cadus and Thalash and Raymond. Be interesting to see if they have full rosters here. Some of these teams like to have a few subs play during the group stage, but this will be an interesting game because, of course, these two teams are heavily favored to be doing well in ETF to well. Se7en have got some catching up to do after being away for
I
Rewind.
think we're yet to see the head-to-head matchup between Se7en and Ascent in ETF to well.
No.
That didn't happen in week 2.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that to be scheduled, actually. I mean, both teams have got sort of 100% records. Ascent have won all of their maps, 8 out of 8. Se7en have won 6 out of 6. So they're the top 2 teams. But yeah, Se7en versus Ascent was supposed to happen in week 2. It is being heavily anticipated. So this could be kind of like a warm-up for them. You know, who's going to be playing? Who's going to be? I don't know. I mean, I don't think these teams are going to be going to LAN in full rosters, at least. So
there's some rumors running
around. There's some rumors about, but I think
confirmed is basically nothing.
Yeah, but I think this will be a very interesting. So, and again, of course, obviously you can talk about practice and everything like that, but tomorrow is where the prize money is decided. This is just the best of 1, but of course, winning here today gives you a better seed for tomorrow. And I think both of these teams will want to be the number 1 seed going into tomorrow for the playoffs. Get the easier run, get kind of the easier games on paper at least for that warm up. But I will be leaving now. I'm disappearing. I'm going to be replaced by Plunk, who's going to be co-casting with Dum now, I believe. So Dum is being a champ and doing all of the games today. So good luck and enjoy.
Cool.
What's happening, cunts? What's happening?
There he is, the man himself, Plunk.
The cunt.
How are you doing today?
Doing alright yourself?
Pretty good. We had some great games so far between the top teams in the tournament. And definitely looking forward to the next one because this will be a very telling one for the rest of the ETF 12 season as well as this cup too.
I mean, I was tuning in and out, and that game with Low Panda and Lego. What the fuck?
Indeed, Low Panda are a really strong team, but Lego just another step above that apparently, and maybe not making quick care of them, but decisively so. And like I mentioned, next up, Se7en Ascent. They have a roster map at the moment is frozen, but if we learned anything from the last game, then it is that might still change.
Aye, but well, who's up next anyway? It's Se7en versus Ascent, isn't it?
Yes, the top 2 at the moment.
Fuck, that should be a good game. Very close as well.
And I'm just looking up the rosters of the previous games, as CJ did mention. Maybe not everybody with the full lineups, but mostly the case for these teams, as Ascent fields Funds, Cradu, Chris, Elaku, and Ombrick from the main lineup, and it's the return of intern Eskimo on the pocket, replacing Josh for today. So they have experience with him as a player, for sure. It's still a different one than they usually have on the pocket class. So that will be a little bit different. And checking Se7en's latest logs, it looks like they have another scout joining them for today, being Nuthouse, so another Finnish scout for them. And back on Soldier as well, worth mentioning, with Famzilla replacing the second scout.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Se7en roster's looking not lacking, but the original roster's kind of just not there. It's obviously Permzilla and Arms going back to pocket again is I kind of a return to form to say, because obviously Arms used to play pocket, but now it's kind of it's not the peak Se7en roster is what you would want. It's kind of like I don't know, a mix at this point.
Well, maybe not a mix. We've seen them unfortunately have to resort to a roster like this during Rewind Land due to sickness, but I would agree it's definitely not their preferred roster for top performance, but results so far have been good for them, but now they will have probably the biggest test so far ahead of them, with Ascent being one of, if not the strongest team to face in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Ascent's going to be looking solid because they have the full lineup. Well, obviously, not the full lineup, but most of the lineups there. But we just need to wait for this game to get starting, and action will just start for there.
Yes, as people are slowly joining the server, Se7en, almost all of them still wrapping a nice little Se7en avatars, except Stark, who's technically not a main player anyway, but he's playing today for them, but he definitely has the experience playing with this roster. Just the classes are heavily mixed up from the usual, so I wonder how that will affect things for them.
Well, we'll have to find out and see, but Ascent have been going strong. I've not really been looking at the log so much, but Ascent should be doing strong because, again, roster basically the same. Se7en's roster is a bit of a mix up right now, so most of them are nearly on the server, so it should be no time before the game.
Yeah, as we see a map switch, so it looks like the teams are actively deciding what map will be played, and we have the return of a Gully Wash. We've seen it before, notoriously good demo map, and with demo man of the caliber of Cadis and Elakur, this will be an interesting comparison to see.
Yeah, two strong demo men, but I would like to see how the scouts of Se7en play, because it's the Flash obviously was the pocket scout of Se7en, and him not being in this is going to be a bit.
Yeah, and I'm looking up the old logs to see what exactly the lineup has been, and the last few games have been Nuthouse working on scout with Promzilla as the second scout, which means Flash and Amps are the soldiers, Cadis on Devilman still, and Raymond still on medic. So everything a little bit mixed up for them. Still, the results have been in their favor, even against some of the better teams in the tournament. Still not a top tier matchup like this. So this will definitely show how far they can push this current roster with all these different people on other classes than they usually play, and a Merc on top of that.
Aye, definitely. What's your predictions for the game? Because I'm predicting quite a close game. Hopefully, it's a very close game. Obviously, as you said, hopefully Se7en can push this roster as far as they can. But obviously Se7en, and Ascent with a mostly basically the same lineup. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a close 50-50.
I had all my predictions being wrong so far, so I'm confident in making another bold one, and I say Ascent will win 2-0. I think that all these changes for Se7en will still make this very much a game where they have some sort of presence, but Ascent will still take the better end of this.
Well, we'll have to find out. Most people are just joining the server right now.
As everybody joining after the map got changed. Still 9 people already here, so we won't have to wait too long. Make this 10 with Flash well on his way. So this should start very shortly. Everybody just having some pre-game DM fun. Ascent informing themselves about who's playing what class, because not even they know Se7en's lineup at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think Se7en knew before the start of this day. They've been quite a mess ever since Rewind Land, and it carries on until today, where they just sort of throw together a roster of people that are capable of playing the way the Headmaster Cadus wants to.
Hopefully that can get sorted out after Copenhagen games, with obviously the drama with Se7en and this what might be happening with players, but that's not the time to talk about that. It's time to talk about the game and the gamers in the game. But should we talk about the actual players in the game just itself, like just Arms? We talk about his history on Pocket and how he's played Scout.
Yeah, he played with a Se7en lineup before on Pocket and has a long history of playing Pocket ever since he started playing on the top level quite a while ago. So he's very much a capable Pocket. Hasn't played it recently that much ever since he had to step in on Rewind LAN. So maybe a little bit of rust, but he had some time to prepare, so it shouldn't be too bad for him. Stark had quite the break in terms of playing on the top level, but when he played on the top level, be it Scout or Soldier for that matter, he's been very much quite at the top, making second during the I-55 all the way back then on Soldier, on Nerd Rage, and a lot of following success on Scout for Se7en's various lineups throughout the years as well. So after the initial rust, which might have been dealt with already, seeing as they played 3 matches so far, it should be a really interesting Soldier combination to watch out for. I think the biggest thing to keep in mind for Se7en, and it's hard to tell it even a weakness because both of these players are very much experienced, are the Scouts Permzilla and Nuthouse, seeing as they are both the least experienced and probably have the least playtime on this roster together, with Nuthouse just stepping into Merc. Permzilla, obviously, long-standing friend of the lineup, previous medic as well. So it's not like he's going in completely blind, but Nuthouse a little bit, but Nuthouse is, at this point, pretty much an established name in Prem. Maybe not for as long as some of the other names on the server, but he has shown that his DM is certainly up for the task here.
Yeah, most Finnish gamers are always good gamers, and they always bring out the good stuff. But I think most players are on the server now. Yeah, 6-6. Yeah.
Yeah,
Should be
it's just
starting.
a matter of somebody switching teams. There we go. Ascent with the beautiful Ascent profile pictures, most of them at least. And Quedu with a hint of heavy as well in his, just barely visible if you take a close look. So yeah. Also, I just realized a head-to-head matchup between 2 really good Finnish scouts. Finnish people have a pretty long history in Tier 2 in general. There always have been some really strong Finnish team at any given point, and it still continues today. We have the one Finnish team in Div 1 that plays in this cup this weekend, and here we have 3 Finnish people as well, with Credo, Ams, and Nuthouse as well.
Looks like Ascent have just readied up. Don't know about Se7en, but Ascent are ready to play. But maybe Se7en are just kind of dilly-dallying about it right now. But we need to, they'll take their time. Wait, the Dragon's Fury's unbanned. Hello.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that before, but the whitelist is a little bit different from the usual ETF12 or global whitelist for that matter. A few things have been unbanned. Nothing has been seeing tremendously much play. We've seen what's it called again, the Brass Beast minigun for the heavy being pulled out on a last hold once, and it might or might not have saved the heavy's life at that point, since he was pretty weak, and it does have a nice little damage resistance when deployed, but nothing much in terms of unlock abuse so far, which is probably a good thing. A few unlocks are certainly, maybe not game-breaking, but just game-changing in a fashion where it's just not too great to deal with for people.
Well, it looks like the stream, but the game has started. I'm going to be watching Cadus roll out. Obviously, Cadus a standard demo. We'll see how he rolls out. Nice precision rollout right there. But looks like he just a little bit, just a wee bit faster than Elico. But as Arms goes into the bomb in the demo, the scouts shut him down 3 down for 7 right now. Ooh, Ascent just clearing them out right now as they're all trying to back. Cadis gets picked off by Credo. It's only Raymond and Permzilla alive right now. They're getting caught out at Big Toe. That's a wipe on Ascent. No one's taking the point yet. Credo goes to get back. It looks like they're going to be spawn trapping them maybe. Or just, no, they're not. They're just going to sticky shitter.
It took a look, decided against a really strong start by Ascent. They just didn't let Se7en do anything on the mid fight. Kept the momentum forward, chased it down at the Shalador. Raven just now spawning, but they still need to cap up second, so they can't capitalize off the lack of heals on Se7en's end. Off classes have been pulled out. Pyro and a sentry gun on the field. One trying to protect the other, but the Pyro goes back to resub to get some ammo, and it's the worst timing ever as sentry gun and Pyro get dealt with immediately in this super push. Then takes some position, point exactly gets played. Credo goes under the point, first keep of Kate's outbreak, falls in the meantime. Se7en manages to escape the spawn trap and kill almost everybody, only Credo left under the point, couldn't deal with Kate's fast enough, and what started so well is slowly turning heavily against Ascent now, as Credo wins one last fight in the lower area.
That was such a strong start from Ascent right there. Unfortunately, Se7en's notorious last hold comes into play. Most of them just got forward spawns, luckily, so they're going to be holding mid.
Yeah, and Se7en as well have heavy Uber advantage in their hands, so whatever Ascent is doing on mid, they need to be careful and aware of that. As the push comes in, bombs drop down, soldiers jump up, try to see if they can catch anybody by surprise. Not really much to gain. Chris hands around in control to see if he can get something there, but nobody dies on Se7en's side. Either Chris gets beat up, Credo is sniping now, and with the Uber still being popped on Raymond's part and not getting much, this will be a situation that heavily favors Ascent if they can make a successful play. And yeah, dying to from Elaku as well gives them a nice little opening kick.
Yeah, nearly getting Cadis as well in that sticky trap. We just got away by the skin of his teeth right there, but looks like it's... Oh, Arms and Credo, and Chris, sorry, taking a wee scrap right there, but Credo gets a wee nice wee headshot on top of him, but looks like Ascent are just going to be walking in. Starfy's hiding in drop down right now. He's just waiting for the right... Oh, Credo spots him, nice wee headshot on him. Gets cleaned up by Elator.
That was very interesting. Ascent was aware of the play and just let the sniper take the shot. Does get taken down. Speaking of which, Elaku overextends a little bit here. It's taken down on the other side of things. Uber eventually popped by Se7en as well, but quite a bit later. They still lost people in this exchange. Omberg gets out alive. Hans in a lot of trouble, getting picked off by Flash. Shoots him down, and eventually Kate is actually beating him up. One down on both sides. Se7en, however, want to keep the momentum forward. But Chris with the player to Raymond. Raymond stays alive in all of this, gets spammed some more, but nothing connects with him. Se7en move forward, and they get some more frags, and it's only Elakur with Omberg already out of the fight.
Cadis is just try and get that last pipe on Omberg, but doesn't quite get it, but it looks like they're going to be rushing back to last right now since it looks like they're just going to get forward spawns, but obviously they're going to be hold last.
Yeah, nothing the players in the forward spot could really do unless they give everybody hands to the back. Defense gets set up, sentry gun on the board to defend, but it's only a level 1 as the first jump ins have been had. Since it is even plus Se7en don't have any U advantage, so they need to deal with Omberg somehow, but Stark's jumps got denied, Kate sticky wasn't enough. Both teams have now, and Se7en need another way to find an opening into this last hold.
Chris being a little bit too aggressive, trying to get a few rockets off. I don't think it really achieved anything right there. But that's just a player down for Ascent. That's going to give Se7en the opening that they might just need to get in.
Yeah, sticks are everywhere. They need to be careful to make these moves and not get caught off guard by them. And they do look into last a little bit, but nothing much happening. So they just mostly take position back, and then maybe look to see some plays happen on their part. But nah, there's a sentry gun, Stark's jump preemptively denied, and Se7en still looking for any opening into this last hold from Ascent, where they're just comfortably sitting around. Eventually Starky tries to take on the sentry. At the end he moves away for a second, but 2 rockets not quite enough. Permzilla goes really weak as well on the flank side. And the sentry just needs to fall for Se7en, and Stark has some trouble dealing with that, and it's still up. Eventually Eroda will steal the deal here. Now it's the question, what now for Se7en? What else can you get here?
the Ascent is now down. It's just, both teams are just waiting for the right moment. Both teams are playing quite good. Arms, Chris just gets him out. Arms craters started. In fact, going through Riverside there, but shut down by Funds. Funds and Elcor. That's my Elcor. That's Eskimo. Whoopsies, my eyes don't work.
Yeah, counter-sack has been dealt with 7-1, and both of these teams just really respectful of what each other are capable of, really careful any of these approaches. Easily the slowest game we had so far, with 7 on the field. For many, maybe not too surprising, but for how much of a player they have in this tournament so far, just 5-0ing everybody until now. That's quite a different story. Now as the Uber push comes in by Abs, gets dropped from the Uber by Stickies from Alaku counter. Uber has to be used by Omberg in return. Can't really chase too deep. As Se7en probably wanted to bait them into making a mistake here, but Ascent well aware of that, just not going anywhere, taking the last point.
It's just now the stalemate, the usual Se7en waiting it out strat right now. They're just trying to, as you said, get the bait, but nothing's really coming out of this. It's just another wee stalemate, a granary last. So what's new there? Arms, he's going to balcony right now, just trying to get a wee bit of damage out of him to Chris. He's not really going to be getting it, he's just going to be doing chip damage.
Yeah, Ascent is just really forcing Se7en to play against the style that they've been known for years now. Just let them do the work. We don't have to do anything as long as you can't get anything that you are sure it's a tight game. But sure, the Ascent is hoping for a mistake big enough to eventually have good safe opportunity to push out of, as Chris is the one to make a play here for now, but he doesn't get cleaned up either, so he stays alive, gets out of lobby. Sentry has been moved. Dispenser as well, previously blocked off the point for any sneaky backups, now has been put in a position where it protects Homburg a little bit more.
Chris goes down to Kadis and the Uber has been popped, and Sticky's just pushing Kadis away right there, but that's their Uber now gone. That gives Ascent a massive advantage right now to push to the Riverside. I don't really know what's it, they're all 75 back out. Fun's chasing him.
He got unnoticed and he doesn't get stopped at all. Nobody saw it coming. Kadis actually managed to sneak up behind as well, but that didn't matter because Flash already capped it up at that point. And that's the thing Se7en wants. Just let them do the work. Just what Ascent was trying to do, but Se7en still the best at down style.
Definitely. I'm going to be watching Elcor roll at this time. Elcor, another standard demo. Just, I would say, not as good as Kadis, but he's still standout. But both demos are right at the same time. But Starkey was still under. He's just waiting it out right now. Kadis just stands there. Starkey goes in, doesn't really. Tries to get a wee bit of damage, gets shut down by the two scouts. Raymond goes down to Eskimo. It's another wipe for Se7en on this mid. The lash. Misses the path. That's another wipe.
Yeah, Ascent is just really strong on these mid. They just let Se7en do absolutely nothing, and the moment they do, they just get punished. But this time they got 2 picks, but a medic died on mid. No need to chase him down in the first place. Second, well on its way to be tapped up, and Se7en already have to think about how to defend last now as we see a Pyro, and then Engineer coming out again, seeing how long they can stall out this Uber. And last time we had a Dragon's Fury on the Pyro. This time it's a normal stock flamethrower with its nice little DPS buff as the push comes in from Ascent. But again, Alaku gets dropped from the Uber by a Sticky Trap. Balish sniping, waiting for the opening once Uber faints. But point gets played in the meantime. Ombrick does go down to the sniper.
Esco just takes out Kadis, and that just leaves the point open for Ascent. The scouts are clear low, and obviously one scout's up now. It's another hold for Se7en, which is, you know, looks like they've mastered the art of, you know, holding last. That is the way you think of the Se7en.
Yeah, losing Alaku just killed all the momentum they had. That element is really crucial on this last point. General on mostly any last point, you want to have the down moment survive as long as you can, but Kate is dropping him from the Uber immediately, and now all the momentum in Se7en's favor, and they can make moves to mid already. Not much Ascent can do. They have sniper up, but they get pressured too much. You can't take any short funds. As it is like for that, they keep going. Uber committed into second. Ascent just trying to escape quickly, but they do get chased down, and Cadis and Amps dealing so much damage on the main door, taking down only two alive now.
Oh,
and the
Ombrak!
jump is cut by Amp. Ombrak stays alive.
Just by skinning his teeth, but that's looks like Se7en are just on the point, started from the point. That's not really going to do anything, but that's another round to 7. They're really pushing the rest of the roster.
Yeah, they struggle on the mids, but everywhere else they just have the upper hand, even with something that's not quite close to the standard lineup. They still have really strong showing so far, and Ascent is just struggling in so many areas.
But looks like demos mid again at the same time. Two demos, you know the script there, they're both good. But oh, Chris getting shut down by Kermzilla right there. But looks like Credo goes round, tries to get the scouts. It's nearly a wipe on the side of Ascent, but they're going to need to try and get out. But it looks like they're trying to cut them off at big door. Are they going to get? Oh, Ombrak goes down, and Credo. Whoa, he's somehow still alive. That was funds. Never mind, my brain. Not working today. Very broken.
Well, Se7en, speaking of broken, has broken the curse of doing all of these mids and wipes, returning very confident. Finally, the soldiers have some freedom on the mid fights, and it pays off immediately. Decisive mid win, big advantage. Move into last with Ascent, have to put up some last minute defense, do anything to put a stop to this aggression now.
I can see Se7en just rolling into this last right now. They have no reason not to. They have reason not to, in fact, player advantage. Well, not advantage, they're equal. But it looks like they may be going in there. They are going in for Lash. Getting shut down by the Pyro. The Uber's just kind of getting pushed about right now. The Sentry's still up, being protected by the Pybro. No, wait, that's not it. Anyway, that's a failed push from Se7en right now, and Ascent look like they're going to be trying to push now. No stragglers left on last, but Elikor sitting at shutter right now. Starkey on heavy.
Amps just wins 2 1v1s in a row on the upper area of balcony, and this kills any momentum Ascent wanted to carry on into second here. Sure, they almost have, but without his numbers and his Stark heavy as well to slow anything down. On top of that, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, now that Se7en have the player advantage, they don't have the Uber advantage. Oh, they whipped out the heavy. Uber has been popped on Ascent. Se7en are backing out right now. That Uber just kind of scared off Se7en a wee bit.
Well, I wouldn't say it scared them off since they got exactly what they wanted. Raymond stays alive, has his Uber any second. Ombrak's Uber's already out of the equation, and nobody on Ascent was able to threaten any sort of chase into second to deal with any of these players, just safely escaping. Se7en, all players are back up. Heavy versus heavy in this push, while Raymond does have the advantage now, trying to make some moves here. The push comes in Pyro and Heavy up on the defense, and we have a little bit of a pause, question mark?
What's happening? Hello?
Oh, looks like the servers are dying. Ah, there we go. Everybody left.
Servers, hello?
Yeah, everybody's leaving, so... Interesting. Interesting. I wonder what caused this, because it wasn't lagging at all, so... That's normally the cause for server changes, but... Clearly wasn't this time around.
Hello? TF2? You alright, sweetie? You need a hug?
Well, looks like we'll have to find out the server they've been using. So yeah, this is an unfortunate development, especially with a play happening right as that went down. So I wonder how that affects the game in general, which is pretty interesting, but still, so far we've seen Se7en fairly in control this game. So also worth mentioning that pauses are always 90 seconds delayed in STV mode, aka spectator mode, which we are in currently for this cast. So this pause actually happened a bit later than it might appear on stream, which means that whatever happened there on last probably went through and then the pause happened. Whatever it was in the end that caused it.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened here, but TF2, you're broken. We need to fix you.
Wouldn't be TF2 without server shenanigans going down every once in a while.
True, but it's been happening often recently, a bit too often for my liking.
Well, normally it's just servers lagging, but this time everybody just left immediately, which is significantly different, so I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, let's just get with you today, man. What'd you have for dinner? Or going to have for dinner?
I don't know yet. I am pretty hungry, but there's still some TF2 left to be played, so I have some time to wait for that, I guess. Which is now longer because whatever just happened. So we gotta find a new server first. And I wonder if they were aware of how much time was on the clock as that happened, since they probably wanna keep going from where they left off immediately, so they better be aware of the timer.
I've heard, I don't know, is it DDoS? I've read something that is a DDoS. So that's a big yikes. Neckbeard ruining the fun once again. What's new there?
Well, considering we should be in contact with the team sooner or later, we should be getting word as to what the situation is going forward.
Well, we have a new server.
Ooh, interesting. So, whatever just happened at the end of the last push, we don't know, but it did happen despite us not seeing it, so keep that in mind. So, depending on that, we could actually see a 3-0 scoreline and just a new bid fight once the new server gets going. But maybe not. Maybe they defend it and they just keep going from the stalemate that would have ensued afterwards. So we'll see in a second.
Well, we have a new server now, which is good.
Yes. Galiosh again. You saw it before. Obviously, they don't change map halfway through. So there we go. Teams have settled on a new server after abruptly leaving the last one. There we go, and we'll see soon how the scoreline would be 90 seconds after we left the old server. Now, if you've just joined in, the scoreline was 2-0 during a last push, and with the delay on the pause, basically everything's possible. It could still be 2-0, it could be 3-0. We don't know for sure until people are here on the server, which they are slowly joining, so we get confirmation sooner than later at this point.
Gonna wait for the count. But I think I might order myself a Domino's after this, man. Heavy gagging for that jalapeno stuffed crust, man. That stuff's so well good, man.
Well, you better don't mention any spicy food around 7 players. They probably still have PTSD from that.
Sorry, that was my sister.
It's worth mentioning that Provzilla wraps the Mexican flag as his profile picture, so I think it's all fine. They embrace their own situation.
Well, acceptance is one of the 5 stages of grief. So.
Well, we have to accept that we have a new server now. Well, that's probably a bit better than if we didn't. And people are joining, so shouldn't be too long. Then again, we still have to wait out to see how players are approaching the situation with the server just properly being emptied. We'll see in a second how they decide to play this out in the end.
I think the score was 0-3, wasn't it? Or was it 0-2, I think?
Se7en was 2 rounds in the lead during a last push. So it's unsure what the scoreline will be at the end of this.
It's a big question mark.
A lot of question marks, indeed.
I'm not a fan of question marks. Quite scary. Very ominous punctuation.
Well, Se7en had, talking about what happened so far, so Se7en had a pretty tough start to this game with like 2 really rough mid-fights where they just really couldn't get going. But they had the upper hand on the rest of the map, and it really showed. So they were able to bounce back from all of these really dominating mid-fights. And Ascent not too good at responding to that. And eventually Se7en turned it around with a mid-win of their own. So it looks like they slowly get going, and Ascent really needs to be careful going forward if they still want to have a chance. Sure, it's just a 2-0 lead, maybe 3-0 after this final results, we don't know. But Se7en seems to have found themselves into this game and knows what they're doing on the mid fights now as well as anywhere else on the map. So this is breaking point for Ascent. They need to show up big time now.
Defos, man, defos. The few mids were lacking. It seems like they seemed quite they weren't as concise in their mids. But now that they've seen that they've got everything done, they can kind of just sail through this now. But maybe my prediction might be wrong. Maybe Ascent. I'm hoping for an Ascent comeback. I'm hoping for it. I really want it.
People are joining. We have 12 players on the server, everybody on the right teams. Not just a matter of how much time you can waste before you start. They also figure out how they play it. Raymond has the inside, 16 minutes left, 2-0. So Se7en did not, in fact, win the last round before we probably have to leave the other server, unfortunately. And Se7en says, we camped mid and second. You guys set up on last. So everything will be fair and square the way it was the moment we left off.
It was good, man. We're getting back into it. That's what I like to see.
Also, somebody made a little mistake while setting up win limit, so we're playing it to 17 now. Enjoy.
Hell yeah, man. But it looks like the teams are readied up and are ready to go. It looks like only there is. I think that they weren't words there, Aiden. It looks like they're going to be staying on last. Yep, they're going to be. Nope.
Yep, they're setting up exactly to how it was when pause happened. Or well, maybe not pause, but when they left the last server. So Se7en will get mid, Se7en will get second, just like after they did during their dominating mid fight. So that will be respected by Ascent. They do this. They'll set up on last. Both teams will have Uber after this as well. And it's like nothing ever happened, and the game will continue right where we left off.
The Uber can come in time. They did say equal Uber. Yeah, it just comes in time.
We have the heads up play from Flash, just sitting in spawn, checking stuff on Spy, which is at least one step ahead of where they were before, since now they know about opcasters. He switches to Sniper, he's now Sniper in response, so picks up himself and tries to get the Uber that they ever so nicely gave Ascent in this situation. Again, out of the picture, and puts an end to Omberg on the field for now. The only thing he finds is credit, which is still good. The sentry can't be repaired. Sure, there's a fire one, you have to give it all. Just air blast everything, but this time few air blasts, sentry being taken down. So opening for Se7en is there.
It's like, again, it's the same old, Flash and Starkey go down. That's quite a nice wee, maybe just a nice wee window for them to push it. Elcor sitting as sharp, trying to remove some stickies with his iron bomber pipes. But Se7en now just backed off the second. Termzilla is still in a pack. But they're all waiting outside the second right now. It looks like most of them are they going back to? Yep, they're going back to last.
Yeah, the win of opportunity is gone. People are back on the spawn for Se7en, and Ascent don't want to risk it. Last time they did, they got back there. This time around, they would have had a really sketchy Uber fight on their hands if they just walked into that one. So they decide better of it. We have 2 snipers on field, Credu for Ascent, Flash for Se7en. So big class fight it is, but neither of them have sideline on each other. But Ascent players have sideline on Flash and try to deal with them, but nothing comes of it so far.
Yeah, it's just waiting for the right picks now. The snipers. Oh, I hear headshots coming out, but no one's going down. Flash does get picked off by Crits. Crits. Chris. But that's not going to be It's a nice pick, but it won't be enough for them to get a full-on push out. They're just going to need to wait it out a bit longer.
It does give Credo a little bit more freedom to snipe, since he doesn't have to worry about a different sniper dealing with him before he can, but still it's not by any stretch of the imagination what they really want in the situation. They take some position, keep to Se7en backing off, still respecting the situation for teams here, but Ascent not really looking comfortable in lobby, so they slowly back off again, and much like before, it's just a really careful treading of both of these teams, just not make any big mistakes. And just as I stated, Amps gets Credo and Flash with the headshot to Eskimo 2 down, and this is what Se7en has been looking for.
She's never tried right there.
Yeah, he wants to get some more aggressive angles. In the end, it's Starkey making the play. Get some time on the point, and some arrows being spammed on it by Raymond as well, but Starkey just gets left alone the moment. Get off the player. Flash still finds some shots, take down Credo, so any momentum and was trying to reduce there. Pretty much gone. Alaku has to slowly leave lobby alone. Lucky to not get a headshot down there. The rest of Ascent still looking to make something of this though.
Ombrak sitting near the pack right now, but Ombrak was forced to, but it looks like they're going to be trying to push it. Arms somehow still alive? Question. Hello, Funds? But Arms is now, he's living, and they're going to be backing off into the last again. This is a nice opportunity for Se7en to push in. They are going to use the Ruber. Cadis trying to get Ombrak right. Ombrak, nice wee surf there, but that's going to do it. The Pyro comes out. Cadis, the last nice wee pick there on the Pyro. But Cadis getting blasted up in the air. Comes out again. Shot in the air by the rocket, but it's not enough for Se7en to cap right now. But obviously, he's going in, trying to get to Elicor, but misses the air shot. And only Raymond and Flash are alive right now. And it looks like Funds is going to try and get a little bit of cap time going.
Well, but it is a sniper, and you mentioned on last, nice surf by Ombrak to stay alive, and they took so long to deal with the medic and the pyro, and that's all they got in the end as well. And Ascent quick to respond with some tracks of their own, defending this last. Still, Raymond stayed alive, advantage still in Se7en's hands, even if it's not that much. Ascent still needs to be careful and aware of that. They back off to balcony to have a way out of this incoming push that Se7en's already starting to slowly move in. Kurz makes a play onto Choke, but Raymond is too far back to get anything done. And all of Ascent is really carefully backing off now.
Looks like I said, I'm going to be back in the last again. Oh, Starkey getting nice wee. Fun's great after Starkey's rocking, but another pick for Se7en. Oh, Uber has been using this as a Hams was shut down by the scout there, basically. Just juggled with the rocks. Oh, Ombrak now uses his Uber. It looks like they're going to be trying to chase Se7en right now. Oh, they are. Fun's going in. That's cool. Loadouts are too similar.
That happens. But yeah, Se7en using really optimistically a small advantage. Ascent hasn't used until very late in this, and they keep up the momentum. Take out Consola, take down Kate. Stark is now on balcony trying to do something for his team, but it's too late to do a backup or any sort of play like that. He eventually trades with Chris for the team to sort it down, but Se7en only 3 people up, but one of those is Flash sniping, and I hear 2 headshots, one killing a player in the end. Still gets taken down with Essentials deciding to go in instead of being careful, and they get rewarded for this time around, and they do get it for now. Godzilla still in his amps as well. Under the point, sneaked up from drop down, tries to get a play done, doesn't really hit the big damage onto Ombrak. Still, he takes the rocket, and Se7en push is coming in. Ombrak goes weak, drops down off the point. Back position for Liquid to be in. Eventually, they find force, but Liquid has long been faded, and Godzilla on the chase. Beefing some shots, however, nobody else wants to clean up these weak scouts, nor the medic. Ascent waits enough time for the spawns to come in, and it actually ends up favoring them again.
That was a big beef. Big beef on Se7en's par there, man. They could have done a lot of work, but unfortunately a few shots were missed. But Arms, he was going to go in for the bomb there, but the scouts did enough damage to stop him going in. Cadis getting a wee few sticks to the point, but they're not there. Elicor trying to get a wee bit of spamming. But Se7en now at their last. See what they can develop. Obviously this is going to be another strong, I'm hoping for another strong Se7en, because every last push that Ascent has done has just kind of been flopped. you know, either Elicor dying or the soldiers dying. It's just kind of been.
Yeah, and we see the same defensive setup we've seen all game from Se7en. Pyro and Sentry. Idea is to have the Pyro protect the Sentry if possible. If not that, then at least deny the enemy Uber. So far, the Sentry takes a lot of damage from some really late to reflect some rockets. Does save the Sentry at the end, so maybe not doing the job perfectly, but he does do it when it's needed. Sentry gets moved and a jump, it comes immediately then. Good timing from Chris, but it isn't enough. Cradu goes down as well. To Amps going aggressive, and he gets a force as well. It's really bad for Ascent. This Uber won't get much. They realize they have to leave. Se7en now with a big advantage.
Looks like Perm's gonna go. Oh, he's. Oh, Curious gets dropped to Elicor right there. Ooh. That's Curious now gone, but that's a good pick for Ascent right there. But they're not really going to be doing it because they do not have the Uber advantage to push in. Because unfortunately, that's going to do nothing getting a pick and Curious, but delay, you know, him doing a bit more damage.
Yeah, and with that, Se7en's momentum is really stunted. Sure, Onward still has a long way to go to get this Uber, but Se7en still tries somehow to make this work with his Uber advantage, but they just feed both of the soldiers for a single pick onto the sniper, which, sure, it's nice to have the sniper picture, but without two of your players, it's really sketchy to make a fight like this happen. And Onward getting closer and closer to the Uber. Sentry has been spammed out already. Onward on 90%. As Kibo beefing a jump in after, can't really get anywhere besides battle of it, just leaves instead. And a nice little opening of no Sentry being up, already gone, so he comes into play here for Ascent.
Ubers are now even the player advantage of using, but he's now coming out of back. Oh, Elicor nearly getting picked off there by the spam by Arms. But again, it's just another waiting game, but it looks like Ombrak and Chris are in the riverside right now. They're just waiting to jump in. Chris does jump in, but no Uber, and gets picked off by the Sentry, Elicor and Ombrak in there, but Ombrak not using yet. Elicor just gets out as Ombrak misses the arrow. Another time their momentum has just been killed off.
Yeah, and this is the sort of play I've seen more and more recently. Like, a soldier jumps in for a play while somebody else gets time on a point, and it forces the enemy team to split tension. But with a sentry gun, it's a lot less threatening, since the sentry just takes care of the soldier jumping, and just about everybody else has all the time in the world to deal with the scout on a point in this case. And that's exactly what went down here. Se7en with the triple off class have Stark on Spy, deciding against it, probably check for off classes, and might have seen Cradle on the sniper class, as he already takes some peeks, so they are well aware of it now, if they weren't before. But Amp still goes down to the sniper, tries to contest him aggressively. Onward took a lot of damage, probably the pick he was looking for, but it should be.
That's two soldiers down now for Se7en, but you know, this. Oh, and Raymond, this is a good opportunity to push it for us.
Cradle with the 3k on sniper takes down the pillars, but only 2 up, and the sentry Uber just gets used into that. The sentry's dead quickly, and he goes down as well. And Cadis as well, first spawner gets taken down at spawn. Can't do anything, time on the point, seals the deal.
Just walk on at the point, and after Raymond died, that was their opportunity to go in, and they took it.
Yeah, Cradle is just an insane sniper. He's shown it before, and he will gladly show it again to make his team go from 2-0 to 2-1 and make this a significantly closer scoreline with 5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, also Curious was a wee bit faster than Elicor in this one, but Arms getting shut down by the scouts once again. He's jumping back. Chris also getting shut down by the scouts. The scouts are doing work this one, and Ascent are dropping like flies. And two of the soldiers are down, the scouts are down. They should be back, but Elicor they just get picked up by a wee bit of, that chip damage is the distance a bit. The med goes down. It's only Fon's alive right now. He's just trying to do a little bit of damage, but he should be backing off right now. He should be just trying to do something. He's trying to oh, he gets the lash. How do you get Raven? Gets Raven as well.
Not enough. Pons wins it with the pistol. 4k for him. Had to give up his medic's life for it though. He didn't know where the soldier was, and whoever it was, I didn't see, just abused that opening. Well, he was distracted by a scout. He wanted to win the scout ulti-duo match on the point, but the soldier took quick care of Omberg while this happened. He still clutched it. and saves this quite a bit. No advantage to speak of, however. Both medics died relatively soon to each other.
Starkey just getting destroyed right there. The last goal round. Yes, Eskimo.
It's a complete feed. Three people down.
The control point is being
Defeat.
contested.
After that, they have to go ruin it. Ombrak by himself right now with the two. Yeah, it's just a scout and soldier. Se7en's second right now. Ombrak, I think we just go teleport. They're sitting in the lobby right now. Looks like they're going to be waiting. Yeah, they might be. Yeah, they're going to be holding. They're going to be holding last now.
Yeah, messy situation, but Se7en gets the better end of it in the end. And with slight advantage, they want to at least get as much out of this as possible, even if they can't really use the Uber too much. They just settle with second. Don't want to make any mistakes here. Whereas Credo is behind, taking down Pavilla in 1v1, almost gets amps as well. To get some help didn't matter, he just wanted to fight alone anyway. Ascent is making some careful moves as they realize people are back by Credo being behind lines, but people connect with Se7en quickly on second, and Ascent not in the greatest position again.
Yeah, that could have. A little bit of room was made, but not enough to push it. But again, both players are now up. They've got spawners in, and mostly Helicord just putting a wee bit of spam down. But
Star gets the pick onto Funs, and this will open up the floodgates for Se7en. They take position in lobby, and keep in mind it's a 2-1 scoreline with 2.5 minutes left. Se7en just needs a little bit more time to win this game, or just another round to really seal the deal. Stark tries to jump in, can't get anywhere, gets taken down before he can be a threat. Se7en moves back. They want to play this careful. They don't want to lose by making a mistake and getting rolled all the way back to last. Ascent has the timer again. They will have to make moves now.
yeah, it looks like I said, I'm going to be trying to push it. Uber was used in Ramus, but Ombrak just popped it. Ubers have now been popped from both sides. And he's in Riverside. He's not going to be jumping last. He's going to be in lobby right now. Eskimo seems to be going to last to chase him, but Arms. Oh, they're going to fit. They both
And they just
in the river.
Control point is
In
being
river, yeah.
captured.
Hope Soldier's down for Se7en still, and Ascent is using that momentum to get mid as well. They have a minute 40 left, which is easily enough time to get around on the boat and tie this up, but it will be close for them.
You have to do this they need to do this carefully. That's it. But it looks like with Cradio going down, it looks like the momentum's going to be slowed down by a lot of Helicord. Pipes from Cadius right now. Fun's trying to get a wee bit of damage, but doesn't really get it. It's just, well, 3 men down, they're going to need back out. Flash going to drop down. Oh, he spots them. He's not going to take the fight. He's just going to run through their elbow. They're going to be capping their mid now. I don't know if they're going to be holding second. I guess they are.
Ascent has not had a single minute left on the clock. They want to take this exchange. He was at the top of both sides. Credo is disconnected from view for the longest time here. Survives it eventually. Ombrek stuck in a corner, gets blindsided by Flash. Down for Ascent, only losing Pavilla on the other side of things. And weak dice all over the place. Adakur wins the fight against Cadis, and everybody super forward on Se7en gets picked up one by one. And Ascent would be in a good position if not for Stark on the back, but he actually will get away with this. And this could easily end the round as he kills all of the momentum Ascent has. Get the Adakur pick as well on top of that. And Ascent just needs to put so much pressure onto Se7en to have any chance, but I don't think it's humanly possible anymore.
Yeah, GG Se7en. They won by 1 round. That was 2 rounds. I can't tell. The scoreboards will work for me and my brain can't tell.
Yeah, the scoreline is 2-1. 2 on the first server and 1 on this one.
Yeah, I forgot. My brain's not working very well today. But, you know, it's a good game from Ascent. They really did push the buttons of Se7en with this lineup right now. But it wasn't enough to push the buttons. But, you know, they tried and that's what matters.
Well, maybe to you, but probably not to Ascent. They were so close in so many situations, but in so many other areas they just struggled to find the answer. The mids were so good at the beginning, and they just couldn't keep it together.
Maybe to me, I'm optimistic, smiley face. I'm not really. I like to appear to be optimistic. But we should check the logs now.
Yes, let us find the logs real quickly. There we go. I have Oh yeah, we should probably have realized this sooner, but we have to look out for 2 different logs if they are available. Which it looks like it isn't. We only have the logs for the first half as the server just got killed after they all left. So there's only logs for the second half, which is a little bit unfortunate. Only logs for the last 17 minutes or so of this game.
Yeah, the logs are not really going to show much. Did the logs say from the first game? I don't think they did when the
No, we only have the second half.
Oh, that's not really going to tell a lot.
Unfortunately, no. It still gives a rough idea, but not really, because these are the logs of a game that Ascent technically won. But obviously there was a first half to this that the Se7en got 2 rounds in. So it doesn't really quite tell the whole story here.
Yeah, not the whole. It doesn't paint the whole picture, but you can get a basic idea. It would have been, I guess my prediction was kind of right. It was a bit 50-50. If Ascent just did a few more things and made a bit more space, they could have tied it up, but they obviously never, which is a shame. But yeah. Actually, no, my prediction was wrong. I said 50-50. That makes no sense. 50-50 is 2-2.
Well, I was, for the first time at least, with something right in that it was indeed a slow game. But I had a little bit more confidence in Se7en and Ascent than they could end up providing me with, which is unfortunate. Lineup has a lot of potential. There's still such a long way to go for these guys, and there's still another day to this tournament where they could easily meet each other again. And it was still close enough. There's decently a chance for Ascent to win it the next time, but for now, Se7en stays the winners of this.
Defos. What were the other games that we're meant to be playing right now?
Yes, there were a couple of them. Let us see the latest results, see which other games happened. Since we had this break in the middle, probably every other game has finished by now. So let's see which results we can find. Alright, I think these should be all the ones for this round. We have Video Gamer Guys losing 5-0 to my son's basketball team, so the Prem team showing what they're capable of in that matchup. Poundland and FN goes 5-0 to FN. Shouldn't be too surprising. Poundland, I think, are playing in ETO mid, which is not quite the same level, unfortunately, as FN are capable of. So, dominating game from them. Red Panthers win 5-1 against Not Dead Doggos. Again, another Div 1 team against a mid team. Still, they got around on the board, which isn't too bad, but the favorite wins that one again. Gucci Gang playing against Spastic Spetsnaz. I am not sure who are on these rosters, so let me refresh my memories. Interesting scoreline, and I would imagine Spastic Spetsnaz the underdog in that matchup. Maybe not by a whole lot, but they would be in my eyes, and they closely won it in a high-scoring game, 4-5 on that. We have Down to Frag winning, losing, excuse me, 3-1 to Failure Esports. Just a mix against the Finnish Div 1 team goes 4-2 to the Finns. Conutech versus Jump Toad goes 2-1 to Conutech. Lego wins 5-1 against 21-inch X, which was CJ's previously up-and-comer team. Well, I mean up-and-comer team, but like upset team to look out for. But Lego asserted their dominance in that one quite confidently so. Quality Control versus Zora went 5-1 to Quality Control. And lastly, the Div 1 matchup Lopaner versus the Bucks EU goes out with a tie in 2-2 fashion. The second tie in total this tournament.
Yep, it seems these games are looking quite good. Very close ones. Sometimes there's a roll. I don't really like watching rolls. They are kind of like fun to watch and poke fun at people. Sometimes like, haha, you're bad. But I mean, like half the time it's like feels bad, man. But hopefully we can get another game going very soon.
Yeah, most of the time, if it's a roll in this case as well, it's just not quite the same level of play for these teams, which is always a little bit unfortunate. But in an open tournament for everybody, it is to be expected, especially with a prize pool of €1,000 on the line as well. Everybody tries their best to get some of that. So yeah, it happens, but you shouldn't get too disheartened by that.
Defos, man, defos. If you play in this tournament, don't worry about it. I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor. Well, who did that yet? Would you like to take away, Dom?
Yeah, our sponsors are Se7en Trading, a tier 2 trading site. We have a link provided below the stream as well for you to check the site out. Every single click on that helps us out as well as Demos.TF. Probably a lot of competitive players already aware of it, but why not mention it again? Demos.TF automatically provides you with the demos played of your games. Really nice way to find demos, not just of your games, but also of other people if you just want to learn stuff about the games, the other people's play, which I definitely approve of, as I do watch demos quite a lot. So, good website.
Yeah, I've used demos.tf myself in the past, and I've always had good stuff from them. The demo review is quite good as well. I quite like that, where you can see the demos played in the web browser. I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, nice little overview, a nice little quick overlook over the game. Maybe not the most in-depth thing, but you can just see how the game went in general.
Defos, man, defos.
Okay, and with this, we'll